An 8-year-old girl was orphaned just hours ago. She'd gone with her parents for a day at the beach, but the outing ended in tragedy.
It's a secluded Cape Town beach, this tiny cove called Buckhoven. A husband and wife brought their little girl here on a family outing. Rescuers believe the two adults were swept off the rocks. Their 8-year-old daughter was saved by staying in the car. It may look like a beautiful day at the beach, but lifesavers here say the sea is so deceptive. The current is actually very strong and the water icy cold. Efforts by a helicopter crew to rescue the couple at sea failed. Their bodies were later retrieved by the police dive unit and the NSRI. The little girl was later collected by relatives. Annika Larsen, E-News, Cape Town.
Police have nabbed 5 suspected bank robbers accused of blowing up cash machines. One of them allegedly works for the SABC. Police are investigating whether they're linked to other ATM bombings around the country.
A collapsed wall and scattered parts of what was an ATM machine, signaling a new and growing challenge for the police. Criminals have resorted to extreme measures to get their hands on cash, using commercial explosives to blow open cash machines. Now 5 suspects have been arrested after a high-speed chase. Commercial explosives were found in the boot of their car.
Further investigations led to the police to arrest another 2 suspects. It is alleged that one of the suspects arrested last night is an employee of SABC.
2 weeks ago, 7 other people were arrested with commercial explosives in their possession. Police are now trying to establish whether the suspects are linked to more than 50 similar ATM robberies around the country. Police say the use of explosives in ATM robberies is taking place in alarming rates. They are appealing to banks to upgrade their security measures in their cash machines. Macintosh and Zumante, E-News, Johannesburg.
Ugandan police have clashed with opposition supporters in Kampala. The protesters took to the streets to demand action in an unsolved murder. It happened 20 years ago, but no one's ever been brought to book.
Police fired gunshots and tear gas at the crowd. Protesters retaliated with stones. No one was hurt, but one opposition party protester's been arrested. The opposition is denouncing the unsolved 1987 murder of politician Andrew Kayira. President Yoweri Museveni seized power in a coup a year before Kayira's death. Authorities have yet to release a report into the murder, but deny opposition claims that it was carried out by people close to the government. The protesters are demanding answers and say they have a constitutional right to demonstrate.
It is a sign of discipline, autocracy, and what of you? How can we be tortured as if we are not natives of Uganda?
Police say the protesters were dispersed because they were disrupting businesses in the area.
Cell phone videos are changing the face of television news. Ordinary people are becoming on-the-spot reporters, and they've captured some of the most important images that have defined our age, from the tsunami to the execution of Saddam Hussein.
Amateurish, sometimes out of focus, but there's no mistaking the real-time drama. Cell phone videos first made headline news in December 2004 when the tsunami swept across Southeast Asia. Images taken by holidaymakers brought home the watery hell that left over 250,000 people dead. Then in July 2005, the London bombings. Within minutes of the bus and underground train terror attacks, these images taken by terrified survivors were broadcast around the world. Just last week, a different kind of horror. The hanging of Saddam Hussein, where he was taunted by his executioners. Images that have sparked outrage across the world. All taken on a cell phone camera by one of the guards, who has now been arrested for his trouble. And it's not just international news. Cell phone video news is taking off in South Africa, but it's not just cell phones, it's camcorders too. Like this near-death experience in a light plane. A helicopter plunging into a river, violence on the streets, and brutality in our schools. This notion of ordinary people, ordinary citizens becoming reporters prompted Time magazine to name you Person of the Year 2006. Because in their words, you reign the global media and beat the pros at their own game. But it can all go horribly wrong. In August 2004, this man pretended to be a hostage in Iraq and staged his own so-called beheading. The hoaxer said he'd made it to see if he could fool the media. But it's not that easy. Most media organizations now have editors who check and verify the footage as it comes in. But it doesn't have to be gruesome to make the news. It could be the fight between a crocodile, a man and his lawnmower at your local zoo. Whatever the subject, there's no doubting the power of citizen reporters. Annika Larson, E-News, Cape Town.
After the break, it's over to Gershon for your sports news, and United scraped through to the 4th round of the FA Cup.